no smoking legal.
What's happening? What it do? So yeah, I'm gonna give y'all a recap of the NBA playoffs that kicked off today. So you had Boston, who beat the 76ers. Kind of, that was kind of expected, especially for me because I had previously in a different video had already said that I had Boston as my dark horse. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they are extremely talented, well coached. They have depth. They've been together for a few years. They got some playoff experience. So, the moment ain't gonna be too big for them. So, that's who I kind of had to begin with. Toronto beat the Nets. Also, again, expected. No Kyrie, no KD. The Nets still, got talent. I mean, I think that they are a solid team. They deserve to be in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? I can say that. But they're not gonna beat the Toronto. You know what I'm saying? In the playoffs without at least one of their superstars. Like they would have to have one to have a legitimate shot. Donovan Mitchell went bonkers. You know what I'm saying? In a loss. That was a big mistake he made in the fourth quarter with that backcourt violation. But 57, you know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, I feel like for me is I looked at Utah and what Mitchell did, and all of that. Mike Conley didn't play because he had a son been born. Donovan Mitchell is the only legitimate bona fide problem in Utah. You know what I'm saying, at this point. And Denver, was fine with letting him look, if you're gonna hit all of these crazy shots or whatever, you know what I'm saying, that's cool. Outside of that, outside of you, who finna beat us? We'll let you go ahead and do what you gonna do, you know what I'm saying? But y'all not finna get going from three, and there's not a second option on the team that can really take over or threaten to beat us, you know what I'm saying? So Denver ended up just being too much for them. Utah didn't have enough. So I think that that's going to be a competitive series. Now, if Mike Conley, excuse me, if Mike Conley can come back and he's healthy, because I mean, we didn't see the best of Mike Conley, and the boy is nice. Mike Conley's nice. He can play, and he could definitely be a number two to Donovan Mitchell. That Denver would have to worry about and contend with. And Gobert can hold his own against the big man in Denver. I think it's Jokic or something. So he could hold his own against him, but Mitchell ain't gonna be able to do it alone. So hopefully, Conley come back and be ready to play and contribute. Lastly, it was the Clippers versus Dallas. And again, to me, all the teams that was expected to win, opening up, is gonna be the team, was all the teams that won. Because I expected the Clippers to win. I don't expect Dallas to win this series. I don't expect Dallas to win no more than one game. They may be able to sneak out with a second, but I expect them to win one game. A gentleman's sweep, which really ain't bad for them. They ain't been in the playoffs in a minute. This is Luka's first playoff, experience, and he had a good game. He had a real good game. 42 points. I think he was double digit in assists or something. So he had a strong debut, you know what I'm saying? And so the thing with Dallas is that they can score with the best of them. You know what I'm saying? They can put up points, man. They can score in bunches. It's just defensively they're not, that great. Porzingis is a good second piece for Luka, but I think that they would need a third scorer. You know what I'm saying? Like a third player to, put pressure on the opposing team. And they need one or two wing defenders. You know what I'm saying? They don't have to overhaul their entire team, but you gotta have one or two guys that can really get some stops, come up with some steals, make it tough for some of the best scorers to score in this league. Because ultimately, if you can't get a stop, you know what I'm saying, in the game, then you're just not gonna win many games, especially in the playoff. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta be able to come up with some stops in the clutch when it counts. And so I'm not sure that they have that. Now, tomorrow, I know my Rockets play against OKC. I believe the Lakers will play their first game against Portland. And what I was saying earlier, about Donovan Mitchell, I fear that that's going to be the same thing with Harden and the Rockets. That as good as James is, and as much as he can score and put up great numbers, big numbers, or whatever. Now they do have a Roberson who can play defense. You know what I'm saying? Like, they got a guy, maybe two, that they could put on James and try and make it tough on him. But one-on-one, man-to-man, you're not gonna stop James. Like, it don't matter who it is. But the fact that they, not Utah. The fact that OKC could say, look, we're going to play as hard and as tough on James one-on-one as we can. But we're going to stay home with the shooters on the outside. And if James scored 40, he scored 50, he scored 55, so be it. You know what I'm saying? But there's no Westbrook, so there's not nobody else on the team. Now, I know Austin Rivers, lost his mind in the game and put up 40. But come on, man, ain't nobody expecting that. You know what I'm saying? So they're not going to believe that there's nobody else on the team that can put up 35 points. 30 points, 35 points, 40 points in a game, to go with Harden to give the Rockets a legitimate chance to win. And Chris Paul, who I know got a huge chip on his shoulder with Houston. Maybe not the player so much, but with Harden and with the front office. So I think that he's going to try and make sure that Adams, average 28 points this series. 25 to 28. We're like, man, I don't care how much switching they do. We're gonna pound them down in the paint. You know what I'm saying? I'll let my stats suffer. I'll let other people's stats suffer. But we're gonna pound it down low, and get James down there, make him work, beat him up down there, you know what I'm saying, and take away his legs in the fourth quarter, But so it's gonna be hard, man. This gonna be one of the toughest series that James Harden has had to. Outside of Golden State, right? But outside of them, with his history in Houston, this is gonna be one of the tougher playoff matchups that he's gonna be experiencing. Because of the makeup of the team, and even in previous years, where he would carry the team all throughout the year, when he got to the playoffs, he did have Chris Paul for the first couple of rounds. You know what I'm saying? He did have Dwight Howard for the first couple of rounds where, you know, they're not superstars. At that point in their careers, they wasn't no longer superstars, but they were still, you know, all-star caliber. They were still pretty good, pretty decent players where they could put up numbers. They can put pressure on the defense, you know, or the opposing team and score and give them somebody else to worry about. They're just not going to worry about Robert Covington or P.J. Tucker or Austin Rivers. I'm sure that they'll be cognizant of the fact that Eric Gordon is there, but Eric Gordon's been hurt for a minute, so you don't know what type of rhythm he's gonna be in, his conditioning, you know what I'm saying, that type of thing, for him to be able to really contribute, you know, to the team to win. So the only thing that I can hope for, Rockets fans could hope for, is that Westbrook isn't gone for the entire first round, right? So if it's a situation where, okay, by game 3, game 4, he could be coming back. Okay, well then really, if we could split the first 2 games and he can come back for game 3, or if we, you know, 2-1, 1-2 after 3 games, and he come back for game 4, then I'll give us a shot. I don't even care if we down 2-1. You get Westbrook back on the team with a healthy Eric Gordon and James Harden. You know, Eric Gordon getting himself into shape or getting his conditioning right. But you got Westbrook and Harden. I take my chances. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they're in over 7 games, they'll be able to win that series. But if it's just Harden, man, I think it's gonna be extremely tough for him to be able to pull it out and win it. And if he don't win it, that's gonna be something else for, you know, the haters to talk about. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't do it in the playoffs. He couldn't show up in the playoffs. You know, that type of thing. And I get it. You know, he's the best player on the court. You know what I'm saying? You also would say between D'Antoni and Billy Donovan, I think it's still their coach, between them, that you would give the nod to D'Antoni as being a better coach. But OKC is deep. They have a nice system. They have a point guard who, you know, is still capable in this league. He can play. He knows the system. He knows the defensive rotations and all that. You know what I'm saying? So he's able to share that with the team, and put them in the right position. So this one gonna be tough. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still gonna ride with my boys. You know what I'm saying? I just gotta hope for the best. You know, that Westbrook can go on and get back, you know, to kind of help James Harden, because, you know, it wasn't for James Harden to try and win a playoff series by himself in this situation. Because now, even in normal circumstances, even if he was by himself, you got them home games where your role players usually play better at home. So you got the crowd with you, you know, and so they can shoot a little bit better. You know, they feel a little bit better. They're a little bit more confident. You know what I'm saying? And so that would have been to the benefit of Houston, where OKC may play better as a team, may be deeper, you know. Rockets may be without Westbrook, but other guys could step up in front of the home crowd at home going crazy. You know what I'm saying? But in this situation, they don't have that. They don't have that advantage. So we're going to see how it pans out, man. So, yeah, like I had told y'all before, this is really when I was going to really, you know, start paying attention to basketball. Once the playoffs came around, they here. So, you know, I'm going to be giving y'all these updates, man. They're going to be coming, you know what I'm saying? So make sure that you subscribe to the unit. Hit the like button, share the video. and hit that notification, man, because they're going to be coming, you know what I'm saying, on a daily, every other daily basis. And, of course, you know, you get our podcast on Monday mornings. But, yeah, tell your friends about me, dog.
Oh, this what we doing? I like that bitch, I like the wobble wobble. Shake it, shake it, break it, break it. Nigga, we made it, they hate it.